The Pearlwood Sword has been a joke in Terraria for years. Despite being locked behind hard mode, it had a pitiful damage of 11 and a fairly slow swing speed as well. It also had no special abilities and a crappy range to boot. It was by far the worst sword in hard mode, leagues worse than the worst real sword, the Cobalt Sword. One's a usable weapon, one's a joke. However, in 1.4.4, this isn't necessarily the case anymore. They just about tripled the Pearlwood Sword's base damage and made it swing significantly faster. They also gave it auto swing, which lets it take advantage of that swing speed buff. It can deal a respectable 120 DPS on a single target, which is a massive improvement over its old self. However, this video is not about the Pearlwood Sword. Now that they upgraded the Pearlwood Sword, it's obviously no longer the worst hard mode sword. So, that spot now belongs to the former second place contender and topic of this video, the Classy Cane. The Classy Cane, also known as the Tax Collector Stick of Doom, is a 12.5% drop from the Tax Collector. It has about half the damage of the new Pearlwood Sword, and half the knockback as well. They swing at the same speed, though the cane doesn't have auto swing. It also has a slightly worse reach than that of the Pearlwood Sword as well. As an NPC drop, this weapon really isn't intended to be in the real game progression. After all, even pre-hard mode NPC weapons like the Exotic Scimitar, Paintball Gun, and Combat Wrench are more effective weapons. But it's cool to have nonetheless. Funnily enough though, the Tax Collector himself can actually do much more damage than the 16 you can do with the cane. With the minimum of hard mode entered, the Tax Collector deals 11 damage per hit, or 22 in expert mode, which already exceeds the base cane damage. After beating all bosses and using the advanced combat techniques, this rises to 28 damage in normal mode or 57 in expert mode, significantly higher than Arcane. Still though, can't beat the other NPCs with more powerful weapons. You might also be wondering, isn't it technically pre-hard mode since the Tax Collector spawns upon generating a Don't Dig Up or Get Fixed Boy world? Well yeah, he does spawn. Much like the Princess and Resonant Scepter, he's blocked from dropping the cane pre-hard mode. Or, at the very least, I managed to not be able to get it after killing him 20 times, which is only a 6.9%, nice, chance of occurring. So yeah, this weapon isn't pre-hard mode. Overall, while it's obviously not a good weapon, it'd be cool if maybe this weapon gave you an idle animation similar to that of the Tax Collectors. Then maybe it'd have some practical use as a cool vanity item. For now though, it ranks as the worst NPC weapon, being only slightly worse in DPS than the stylish Kill-a-Kill Scissors I Wish. Yeah. Hello, if you're part of the 77% of my audience who aren't subscribed, I ask you to subscribe. Here's a similar video on the top left. Other than that, thank you for watching, and good day and goodbye.